everyone, welcome back to my channel where I share valuable insights on career paths and education in the field of psychology. So if you are intrigued by the human mind or want to study about psychology or want to make an impact through psychology, this video is for you, where I'll be sharing details on how to become a psychologist in India. I am currently pursuing my master's second semester in applied psychology from St. Francis College. So these are the details that I have gathered from my experience, and I thought that can be helpful for anyone who is a beginner and want to become a psychologist in India. So without further delay, let's get started. Understanding the basics. While we understand the basics, first things first, what is psychology? Psychology is the scientific study of human mind and behavior. It explores how people think, feel, act, and unravel complexities of human mind and processes. Now that we know what is psychology, now who is a psychologist? Now, psychologist is a trained professional who analyzes human behavior, actions, and emotions and their mental processes. So they apply their expertise to help individuals navigate challenges, cope, and develop coping strategies and improve their overall well-being. And they also contribute to the human cognition through research and various interventions. So now that the question arises, what does it take to become a psychologist in India? To practice as a psychologist in India, a minimum qualification of master's degree is required. So let's break down the educational pathway for this. So after your 10+2 or intermediate, so you are required to do bachelor's in psychology or related field. It's better that you do your bachelor's in psychology so that you have your basic understanding of the concepts and it is not very difficult while you are pursuing your master's. So it's important that you do your bachelor's in psychology, but in case you've already done your bachelor's and you don't have any psychology background, that is okay too, because there are some universities and colleges that offers master's program to even students that are from non-psychology background. So they do give admissions to those candidates as well. So there are many universities like there's IGNOU, that is Indira Gandhi National Open University, and there's Osmania University in Hyderabad, there's Karnataka Open University, there's Uttarakhand Open University. So there are quite a few universities and colleges that does that, so you can consider for those colleges. But if you've graduated with psychology as one of your subjects, it becomes very easy for you to even appear for master's entrances and exams and interviews, everything, because admission into master's program in this particular field has become really very competitive. There are many students who want to appear for this, entrance exams and interviews, and hardly 30 seats are left in each of the universities. So you need to be thorough with your preparation. So the advice that I can suggest you is that, refer the reference books that are allotted to you in the UG for the semester. Read as many books as possible. When I say books, I am referring to textbooks. Develop this habit of reading only textbooks so that you have proper understanding of the foundation or you're clear with the basics. So that helps you while you're appearing for your entrance exams as well. Also, right from your 6th semester in UG, keep a very close eye onto the admission process and dates of particular universities and colleges that you prefer going. Make a list of universities and colleges and keep a very close eye on the admission process dates, exam dates, and interview dates. Many of the reputed universities typically start the admission process right from the month of January, so you need to really be careful of that. Now let's talk about different career paths in psychology. As I mentioned earlier, that psychology is a vast field and there are many specializations that you can opt for depending upon your interest. There's clinical psychology, there's counseling psychology, there's organizational, sports, and many more. If you want me to make a detailed video upon different specializations in psychology, I can definitely do that. So comment below and let me know if you'd like that. So you can do your research, browse, and see where your interest lies most to further specialize in the field. Practical training and internships. I cannot emphasize this enough that this field requires as much as practical exposure as possible. This is not just a field of textbooks and research, it's about you actually practicing it into the real world. During your master's program, look for opportunities for internships or any way that you can gain some practical experience. Look for that. And the one thing that I can say is start building networks. Be active on LinkedIn, create connections, we connect with all the students, your professors. It's better that you have as many connections and network as possible because that is going to help you immensely when it comes to this field. Licensing and certification. To practice as clinical psychologist, let me repeat, only for clinical psychologists, you need to obtain a registration from Rehabilitation Council of India, that is RCI, to practice as a clinical psychologist. But if you are practicing as a counseling psychologist or any other, you don't really require to have the RCI registration. You can practice after your master's. But for that clinical, you need to obtain an RCI registration. And in India, there is no body that gives you license. It's only the registration that you need to do. And you get your registration number post that. This ensures that you meet the professional standards and you have the minimum qualification that is required to provide psychological service. Now let's talk about the demand of psychologists in India. With increase in awareness about mental health and mental health issues, the field of psychology is rapidly rising and there is so much need of psychologists in India. So if you're considering for this field, I think it's a good time to start as the demand for psychologists is increasing. Even in schools, hospitals, any private settings, organizations, everywhere there is a need of psychologists, some way or the other. I think if you're starting to, build interest towards this subject, I think you should just go for it because there is a demand for this field. Educational and professional development. Journey doesn't really end with your master's degree or still because this particular degree, psychology, is a dynamic field and you need to stay updated with any of the research or studies that is happening in the field. So this is like a continuous learning process in this field. You can also consider specializing yourself in certain therapies so that you become therapist. Let me remind you that psychologists and therapists are two different kinds. If you are calling yourself therapist, meaning that you have specialized yourself in any of the therapies. So only then you can call yourself therapist. So you can consider doing any of the specializations, anything that is there. You can also think about pursuing PhD for further research opportunities. There you have it, the guide to become a psychologist in India. Remember that the path may seem challenging, but the satisfaction that you get after helping people or just to be called a psychologist, I know most of you might have that. So that was really rewarding in itself, and as it's a growing field, I think it's a great way to start off if you're starting to think about it. If you have any further questions, you can always connect with me on LinkedIn and Instagram. I'll be more than happy to help. I'll be sharing my Instagram handle and LinkedIn link in the description box below, so make sure to connect with me there. And if you found the video helpful, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and share the video with other psychology aspirants. And I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care.